Welcome back to Lost in the Lakes, and we're rolling on wheels again, and we're going up Rowling End. There it is. Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, where you get brews, reviews, but best of all, views. Every time I'm on a bike, on the road, a song goes through my head. On the road again. Anyway, so, I don't know if you can see, but up there is Rowling End, just off Causey Pike. So we're gonna, same format as last week. We've got the bike, gonna find a stashing place for it, got my camo net, and then off up the fell. Oh, right, this is quite a steep hill from here. So I've managed to get rid of the bike, got it hidden away. Hopefully it's still there when I get back. And I'm pretty much heading on straight up this one. It's a steep climb, short but steep. Bottom of here is Ella's Crag, and we're in Newlands Valley. This is the back end of Cat Bells, or what I call the quiet end. If you go up this side and round the back there, really quiet compared to being on top. There's still a few people up there. Over there, just in the distance, them trees there, that's Waller Crag, where I stopped last week. So we're taking this smaller path. There is another path that leads you round and up the side. This one is, like I say, quite steep but short. So we just make our way through this bracken. It's good to see it coming back instead of all this brown stuff that's been around for the last few months. Nice to see a bit of greenery. We're getting a bit higher now. That is a steep climb up there, and I think we've got more of the same going further up. Okay, this path here is leading up Stonycroft Beck. It's quite a good one for biking. It's a bridle way, and quite a lot of gill scramblers come down this gill. It is quite a busy one for gill scrambling. Okay, I think this is going to be a windy one. At the moment we're shaded from the wind, so I've brought my Terra Nova Southern Cross 1. Seems to do a lot better than the MSR Hubba Bikepacking tent 1, whatever it's called. It's very similar to the NX if anyone wants to know. Heather's closing in on this path, and we split two ways. Which way do we go? Quite a few people have gone this way. This feels safer, so we'll go this way. Yeah, a bit of a scramble now. Up that rock. Never been up this way before. I've gone across from Causey and then come back, but I've never been up here, but I'm sure it's a fairly easy scramble. Okay, it's due to rain tonight. If that bit stays wet, it's going to be interesting in the morning. Well, in the dry, this one's going to be easy, but I mean, I could just walk straight up there, but I'm going to hunt around because I want to be ready for coming back down tomorrow. So this side looks a bit easier. I say it wasn't very well used, but this rock looks quite polished. So maybe, yeah, quite a few people use this path. To be honest, after that rock face down there, I won't like to get this in the wet, so if it's damp whatsoever tomorrow, I'm going to go off the back of here where you've got more of a grassy push down. Right, I'm going to make a decision. I think if it's anything, if it's wet at all, if this rock's wet at all, I'm going to go off down the back that way, over the back of this hill in the morning, because I think it's going to be a bit too dangerous. Right, you can see the wind picking up now. I think this is going to be a good test for the tent and my ability to pitch a tent. Oh, let's see what it's like when we get up over the top there. When it's, this is just a ridge basically. There's nowhere to hide. You're on the top and you're exposed, which is great for views, but not good for wind. So we're just coming up over the top. That looks like a rose. I'm not sure whether it is or not, but there is some like odd trees just sat by themselves, stood by themselves. I always think it's a bit, not weird, but it's funny how that one tree's just grown, but no other one has been able to. Okay, so we're coming on to the top of Rowling End. We're going to start looking for somewhere. I've been told a couple of things about this place. One person said there's nowhere to camp. One said there's one right on the end. Look what we've got. What looks like to me, a place to camp. Right on the end. What I'm going to do is put the bag down and have a little look around. So we're just going to have a little look down here, because potentially this is another spot that might get us out of the wind and still have views. Now the wind has died off, but I think it might come back up again. Right, there's a dip here. There's a couple of dips actually. I'm always wary about dips on mountains because water, especially if it's going to rain, you know, it's camping in that little divot there seems like a great idea. But if it rains, that's going to be the first place it's going to fill up. You know, I think this might be a better place. It's on a bit of a slope, but the wind's coming this way. Up from that ridge there. We could easily camp on this bit here. Like I say, the wind's dropped now, but it's due to pick up again. If anyone's seen my Barrow Fell video, there's the top, and it's just to the left. You just see a little sort of mark where I camped. So this is on a bit of a slope. I think if it had been last week, I would have definitely camped on the top there. I'm just a bit wary of this wind, or I can just go for it, one or the other. Let's just have a little look down here. I mean, it looks like sheep obviously sleep here, which is fine for them, because if it rains they can just get up and move. Bit of quartz there, quite nice. So tempting to pitch a tent up here. 360 views. Look at this. You've got the whole of Newlands Valley there. Spectacular. And then Cat Bells, Bleabury, High Tove. That little bit just there, you can just see in the sunshine, that crag. That was the one I slept on last week. Now the wind is, like if you come here you can feel the wind pushing up. I'm just wondering, if I pitch here, am I going to be enough out of the wind? But there's only really one level spot, which is here. Even then it's not level. But it's so tempting with these views. So nice. As much as it pains me, I think I'm going to have to go down in that little bit down there. So this here, all this bit here, this side here, about 4 years ago was all ablaze. Someone had had a fire or something down at the bottom, and the whole side of the fell lit up, and it was grey for ages and ages where it had all burned. But it seems to be healing. It took a few years, but it seems to be getting there. This little river here is Rigbeck. Another nice little river. And I bet, you know, that'll be a little nice camping spot down there. Park up there, wander up there, by the river. I can't get enough of this. I wish this wind it would die down, but like I say, the forecast's supposed to get a bit worse at about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I think that through that little corridor up there, that's Great End, I think. Or Great End to the left and Great Gable. No, that's Great End. And that to the left is something else. Going up fells that, you know, I've been up that one there many, many times. That one there many, many times. All of these. This one I haven't been up as far as here. And it just looks so different. when I look back at all these other fells, even Barrow Fell, I look at all the time, it just looks different from this angle. As soon as we drop down here, the wind's just died off, so I think it's going to be a bit of a no-brainer. We're going to get pitched up here. I know it's all on a bit of an angle, but we'll try and find some way of getting pitched up on a flat bit. I've just thought, as we've got time, I'll leave my bag there, take a little wander just over the ridge, just in case we're missing that golden nugget pitch that everyone dreams about. So I've been watching loads of wild camping videos, of podcasts and videos of people of, you know, I feel like I'm copying people sometimes. I think it's just because I've watched so many videos of certain people. You pick up the mannerisms, I suppose. A bit like, you know, if you move to America and you're English, you pick up a bit of a twang. And I think you do, you pick up maybe a certain way of doing things. And it's funny how that works. So I do apologise if people think I'm copying anyone. I don't think I am. I'm pretty much trying to be myself. I think what doesn't come across in the video is how much I appreciate this. The ability to just get out where I live. And it's something I just want to share with people. As a local, I think I can say I'm local. I've been here all my life. We don't mind people camping in the fells at all. It's just the people that leave a mess. This is the trouble. Is it's not. We say things in Facebook pages, in forums, and things like that, but the message doesn't get across because the people that do the fly camping and that kind of thing are not watching videos like that, because that's not what they're there for. They're here for. They're here to have a party and just make a mess, really. Hopefully, you know, some message does come across. People start realising that we live in a beautiful world and we need to keep it like that. It won't happen to everyone. We all come from different backgrounds and different beliefs and different things. And I think we should maybe all just appreciate what we've got. Maybe some people coming out fly camping, they do get the message, and then they do this kind of thing, do this kind of camping, which inspires other people within their groups. I don't know. But anyway, there is a message I try and get across. You know, if we all sing the same song, hopefully the song gets over to other people. I'm just trudging around here looking for somewhere to put my tent, and I think we're going to go here, this place. Back in the Terra Nova, I didn't use my camo net. I found a place to hide my bike that meant I didn't need it, so I didn't bother. There's the tent, where's the pegs and everything else. There we go. They always say the most important thing about camping or being out in the wild is shelter. So I do believe spending a bit of money on a tent, getting a good shelter, is worth it. I don't skimp on my tents. Yeah, I buy what I can afford. I'll buy the best I can. I always say this, I always buy the best I can afford. But, I mean, I could have got a much, a more expensive tent, a Hilleberg or something like that, but I haven't yet. I haven't succumbed to the Hilleberg crew. Now, that's not to say I'm not going to get one. I do like this tent, the way it goes up, inner and outer all together. Saves a lot of faffing around, to be honest. I like the colour of it as well, like a dark green. When I've used that MSR for a bit, and then I come back to this one, you suddenly realise what a 4-season tent compared to a lightweight tent. I mean, this is light, but a 4-season tent that's got a sturdy structure. You know, basically it's got one extra pole compared to the compared to the MSR tent that I've got. And it's this central one. So if you think my tent, my MSR, is literally that, but with a bar across the top of it to keep it, to give a bit of, you know, to hold the room out. So when you pitch it down, all the force goes on that. This one has got an extra pole, holds the middle part up, and it just makes it 10 times as strong. Can't even remember the last time I used this. Not Binsey, it was the one before Binsey. Can anyone remember where I was last time? You can tell the difference between a 4-season tent and a 3-season tent, you know. This being a 4-season, pegs are just absolutely beefy, and everything's just a bit more robust. Now, as you can see, it sits right down to the ground. Nothing's budging this thing. Actually, I think the last time I pitched this tent, it was sail fell. Right, this tent is going nowhere. Just notice this little ledge up here. Always wondered if it'll fit on a... No, there's no way it's going to fit on here, but I can see some sheep have probably sat here in past. I do like exploring these fells on a small scale, looking around, going places where people don't go, you know. The path goes up over the top there. How long has this pile of stones been here? It's almost like that's been put there on purpose. It's a shame because the wind has dropped, but I just know it's going to pick back up again. In fact, if you come up over here, yeah, you can feel the wind. That little spot down there used to be a house called the Purple House, and it was an old wooden, like an American style house. Everyone knew it was a Purple House, and obviously someone's bought the plot, knocked the house. I mean, the house was in ruins anyway, and they've put a lovely place there now. But it's great because they've kept the well, they haven't kept it, but the door to that place is a purple door, just as a kind of a tribute to the old Purple House, which I think is quite good, you know. Now up in this valley here, it's one of my favourite valleys, because when you actually go up there, you do feel like you're really away from everything, and you can go up round the corner. This is Dale Head on the top here, and you can go up round the corner. There's a couple of camping spots up there, and you do feel like you're really away from it when you go up that valley, because this is a quiet valley anyway. And then you go up well, hang on. All these bits here, all this is quite quiet. This is Newlands. Apart from Newlands Road, which goes over the bottom here, there's nothing much in this kind of area, all of this. And if you go up this valley here, there's a nice little reservoir at the top. And I do believe it still works. It's still part of the, I think it's part of the mines. This here, down at the bottom here, is, well, it's Hindesgarth coming off the top, down this ridge. On the left you just see a bit of quarry work. That's Goldscope Mine, where there was gold mines. Who'd have thought there'd be gold in them there hills, eh? Just coming back down to the tent, I forgot to put that camo thing up. Yeah, you can still see the tent. I don't think it's gonna make it disappear to anyone walking along here. I think I'll just take that off and just pack it up before it rains. Right, if anyone watched last week's episode of Wild Camping, you'll know that I've got this newest MSR stove. Now, I was doing a bit of research on this thing through the week. I found that MSR do a skillet So let's just put this on here for a second. I know I don't normally do this, but we have a frying pan with a handle, and this has got a ring on it so that you can sit it on there, which means I can have a steak. I've also got a tin of mushrooms, so we're going to have steak with mushrooms, and my lovely wife has found this perfect mash. You just boil water and put it in, and then you have mash, bacon and cheese. So we're going to have quite a nice tea tonight. It's not just going to be freeze-dried food, although the freeze-dried food is nice. I'm going to test this out and see what it's like. So it's just got that little rim and it sits on top of there, and then if I use the remote gas thing that I've got, make it sit down a bit further, it'll be nice and sturdy. Let's try it out. Okay, so we've got the remote thing connected, which makes it really sturdy, and then obviously this thing means it can just sit, and then we can fry sirloin steak. Hopefully it's big enough. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that'll fit. We'll make it fit. That'll definitely fit. And then we'll get some mushrooms on the go. Fried mushrooms. And we've also got some beef jerky. Jack Links, high protein, sweet and hot. Sounds quite nice actually. What else have we got? Oh, we've got Nescafe. We've got two of these, one for tonight and one for the morning. These are the double mochas. And we have Mugu. We're back again. Apple flavoured. I've had this one before, it's quite nice actually. Hear the gas. Yeah, I didn't explain this that well last time, but you can't see that flame properly with the naked eye. So you've got that glowing wire. Right. So, we've got some mushrooms. We've got some mashed tatty. So I think we're gonna boil this water first. We can get that going. Okay. Pour this up to the line. Time. Frying pan up. Let's see if this works. Mushrooms in now. Turn it down so it will cook through a bit more. Well, I wish I had a plate, but just going to have to make do. I'll probably just eat this out of this and eat that out of that. Right, so we'll try a mushroom. A tin mushroom. It tastes like tin mushroom. Let's try this steak. Right, I've just got these titanium camping knives, but they're actually quite good. Perfection. You know what? I think I might do this more often. Sometimes you do it ease of use when you use the little sort of packaged meals, freeze-dried food, but to be honest, there's nothing better than a full-on steak and mushroom and mashed potato. Let's try this mash. Yeah, it's quite nice actually. Perfect mashed bacon and cheese. You know what? Compared to freeze-dried food, this steak, although I know it's tin mushroom and easy make mash, but let's have a go on this. Really nice. Anyway, I won't bore you with me eating food, but just thought I'd try this skillet. Now summer's here, I can eat some proper food on the fells. Just finished my tea off there and I just seen the sky and I thought I'll come out and have a look. Look at that. That little peak off to the left is Causey Pike, and then the one in the middle is Grisdale Pike. Right, well, you can see the colours of the sun just like reflecting on my top. Right, well, it's getting late on now. It's 9:30. The sun's just setting, so I'm going to get into my tent and get settled down. So we've got a cup of double mocha Nescafe stuff. I'm going to have that. It's starting to get a bit dark now, so I think it's time to pack up and go. No, it's time to go to sleep. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. Right. It rained a little bit. You can probably just see the drops on the tent, but it was only a little bit. It was only for a few hours, just as predicted. 1 o'clock till about 4, I think. Slept through most of it. I'm still getting used to when it's raining. It wakes me up all the time. Right, let's have a little look outside and see what we got. A little bit overcast, but there's not much rain. Still quite warm and dry, which is the main thing. Right, I'm going to get up, get a brew. I was going to have a breakfast, but that steak filled me up last night. I'm still quite full, so I'm going to save that for next time. And yeah, I was looking forward to that one. I quite like this one.
It's Adventure Foods Expedition breakfast, but I'll save that till another time.
Well, I thought I'd come out with me brew up onto the top of this fell, just because of the views you get on here. It is a 360 view. But you know, sometimes I like sitting in the tent having a brew, but when the weather allows it, it's quite nice just to come out and have a little wander with your cup of coffee, well, your double mocha, and yeah, just admire the views. Can't see anyone up Cat Bells yet. Someone's been up here already, and it's a couple just off into the distance there. Looks like they're going off up Causey Pike. I just heard them coming past, so they must have come up my way. I'm still going to go the other way. Just it's something different anyway. It's not too much shorter going the other way. Just a bit easier going down. So I'll be heading off over that way, and then taking a right, pretty much into Stony Croft, veering right, picking my bike up, and then it's a nice easy route back home. It's Newlands Valley. It's fairly flat at the bottom. Newlands Pass, sorry. It's fairly flat at the bottom, so it's easy on that little bike. Yeah, just looking for other potential camping spots. Hinesgarth might be one. Might be quite an interesting ridge. Even up higher, Dalehead, Robinson, pretty flat fell on top of there. I'll have to do it with no wind. And can't remember what that's called, something crags anyway. Right, I was just having a chat with a fell runner who's training to do the Frog Graham, and you can actually see it quite well from this point. This is where it goes. So you got Keswick, start off in Keswick, basically up Skidder, come down, I think it must be Ullock or something like that, run across, well, swim across Bass Lake, and then run up Grisdale, cross all the tops. You'll come out somewhere over there in the distance, down, swim across Crummock, up Red Pike, over onto High Stile, carry on going. I think it comes out at Scarth Gap, somewhere like that, and then down, up that High Snockrig, onto that mountain there that I forgot. See what I mean? I just said it before, now I forgot it. Onto Hinesgarth, and then Dalehead, across these mountains here, down Cat Bells, and then you've got to swim across Derwent. And just so you know, that last swim there's a mile. So after all that, you've got to swim a mile across there and then run back to Keswick. Bit of a feat that, isn't it? Not just fell running, but swimming as well. One point I suppose I would have liked to have done that. At present, I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. I'm still getting out. To be honest, I'm probably more happy doing these wild camps than I've ever been. Purely because you kind of appreciate nature more. You know, when you're running in the fells, it's all nice, but you never stop and look. You know, I've had my fair share of fell running and biking in the fells and everything. Maybe it's my time to slow down. I'm one of these that, you know, go through phases. I like hurtling down a mountain on a bike sometimes. And I also like sitting and camping and watching the views. I just appreciate what we've got and Just a lovely world to be in, a lovely part of the world to be in. But looks like I'm going to have to clean that mess up. It's not too bad. I'm getting good at tidying up. I wish I could stay up here for longer. I might do a 2-dayer summer if I'm allowed. This is a nice little viewpoint here. You can just see the path coming down that I'm going to go on in a minute, and I'm going to skirt right and go round that way. My bike's stashed around that corner. Right, I'm going to have to give this a bit of a shakedown. Let's do a timer, shall we? Right, how long is it going to take for me to take this down, pack it up, right? Let's put this peg back in. 1, 2, 3, go. Right. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to do it. Well, there's no wind, so what I can do is take all these pegs out first. So I'm kind of cheating, kind of not. Sometimes I just leave 4 pegs in. Okay, is that the tent up? Leaving 1 peg. Come on. Put all these pegs in peg bag. There we go. Again, I'll just do these guys how I normally would. So normally I'd keep 4 pegs in if it was still windy. Okay, 1 more guy to tie up. Okay, these are clipped. Keeping hold of the tent because the wind's actually picking up now. And then drop this one. That drops the tent. Run around the other side. What should we do first? Poles or tent? We'll do the tent. A bit of a shakedown. Ooh. Do this off the ground. Just more realistic for when it's wet. Oh, I'm struggling to get it in. Okay, I always keep the tent and the pole separate, just easy for packing. Right, that's that done. Let's get these poles in. One advantage over having bigger poles than the bikepacking one, although they are longer, they are easier to pack down. Bit of a wind picking up now, just a little bit, nothing too much. There we go, get this one in together. Come on. Time. Yeah, that's everything. That's the tent done. That's the tent packed. How long was that, hey? How long was that? There we go. That's everything packed in. Got my bin, got my little toy to play with, my sat nav. There's my tent. I'll get that all whacked in my bag and then we'll get set off. Right, let's get this bag on my back. So I'm still playing with this thing, getting used to it. I know where I'm at and everything, but it's more for, you know, getting used to this where when I'm not around. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little point. I think you press mark, that's it. We'll save that so I know where this little camp spot is. I know where I'm at the moment, so we need to go to this crossing here and then come down. So what I'll do, so it doesn't send me all over the place, I'll do a little enter. Let's go to SAC T2, calculating. So it's figured out we need to go across this path here and then down, so that's correct. Let's go for it. Like I say, just playing around with this thing just to get used to what it's like. So our moving average hopefully will drop down dramatically, because I think 17 minutes to go up and down Dale a little bit is probably a bit too much. Okay, just looking at it, it's dropped down a little bit. ETA, we've knocked a couple of minutes off. The path's just over there and I can see it coming back on itself. And there's a little sheep track here. So I'm gonna cut through here and see what this thing says. See if it starts panicking or telling me I'm off track, and how long it actually takes to re-sort itself out. So you can see the path is just like a little kind of sheep track. I can see the path there. I think it's not telling me I'm off course yet. Maybe because I'm close to this path anyway, so it's probably just realised. Probably a bit of leeway. Now I'm going away from the turning. Let's see what it does. Now these go up in hundreds of feet, so it's gone away. So it's actually said I'm now 400 foot away from the next turning. So it hasn't righted itself yet. It's still telling me to turn right in 500 feet now. So if I'd gone up to that turning, it would have cancelled this off and told me to go to the next turning. Okay, so I thought this was still showing, because it went to 0.1 mile, but it's actually dropping down now, so it's actually moved to the next location. So if you do cut anything like that, just leave it as it is and then it will figure it out. So it's now showing 400 feet to next location. Getting used to this now. It's always worth having a play when you've got one of these. Try and do it in a location that you know, and get used to using them basically, so when you are desperate you're not fumbling around and you know, you haven't got what you need. There you go, so it's just beeped 300 feet from the location. Okay, so the path's leveled off a bit now, and you can see that with the contours on the map. So I've set the destination again for the road. Like I say, I've got a couple of sheep tracks that I'm going to go across, and I'll be interested to see if this actually picks up the little sheep tracks. I did see the tracks on the map, so hopefully it's picked it up and it'll take me that way. You know what? There's one thing I forgot to do. Muggu, we're back. This one's an apple. I've tried this one before. In fact, last night I took a cheeky little drink. Look at my Anyway, if anyone hasn't tried these, I mean, you can see it. You can see the little chunky bits in there. And that's coconut. But I think it's like a freeze-dried coconut and then shoved in there, and it's almost turned like a jelly form. So there's always a little bit of sort of coconutty taste to these. Not much, very little. It does actually say gotta chew. And the apple ones, basically like apple juice with chunks, but because you've got apple juice, it feels like the chunks are apple. Quite nice. This is, if you're not sure about all the other tastes, this is quite a weaker sort of taste. Quite a lot of them are sugary, quite sweet. And I quite like that when you're on the hills. You know, a nice bit of sweetness. This one, still sweet, but more like your average apple juice. Anyway, I'll finish this off. I'll bring you back with the navigation stuff again. Okay, so that's a path that takes you back up and over. And obviously, because that's not the right way, this thing's taking us this way. We haven't yet got to the sheep tracks. The main path goes off left, and that takes you down pretty much to a little car park down by a bridge. Can we see it? Yeah, just that little bridge down in the distance there, and there's a couple of car parks down there. And we're going to go this way. So yeah, it's picking up all these little paths on the side, which you sometimes think, you know, for £10 for the whole of the UK, how's he done it? How's he got so accurate? You know, Ordnance Survey map equivalent, £350. It's even got this little path that comes down here on there. In fact, it's got all the little paths that sort of spider amongst them all. Like I say, there's a little path that goes off down there. It's got this path. So yeah, quite good, quite good. Right, it's just beeped and tell us we've got to turn down. It's quite a steep descent this. Just off this path here and then down to the road. Okay, so I've zoomed right in on this. Looks like I've made it so it's up the road a little bit there. But you can see I'm not far off the path. Right, let's see if I can go and drag my bike out of that bush. And we're away. Nice easy way back now. Beats walking all the way back. Right, so that's another successful wild camp out on the bike, and then up Rowling End. There it is, right up there. Anyway, from Lost in the Lakes, we'll see you in the next one. Well, lammies. Keep going. Oh, right, where are you at now? That's it. Say that. Say that. It. No, come back. Run. That's it. No, you thought you heard some sheep.